Hi everyone, have a look at factorising the difference of two squares. So I've got a situation here, 4px squared minus 256p. Okay, first step, I can already see a common factor between these two terms. So let's have a look at the numbers first. You can safely assume that one of the factors is going to be 4, just general pattern with most of these things, but we can check anyway. So let's say 4 divided by 4, well that works. We know that 4 divided by 4 is 1. So 4 is a factor of 4. Now let's look at negative 256. 256. If I divide 256 by 4, we get an answer of 64. So this one will be negative 64. So that fits. So highest common factor in terms of numbers is going to be 4. And then in terms of letters, there's also a factor. So you can see there's p in the first term, just over here. And there's also a p in the second term. So p is going to be a common factor for both. So let's bring out 4p outside of the brackets. Now what's left inside the brackets? Well, 4px squared divided by 4p is going to leave just x squared. And negative 256 divided by 4, we've just worked that out over here. That's going to leave negative 64. And p divided by p is just 1, so that's going to be our final term. Now, this looks hopefully a bit common, a bit familiar. We've got a square number in the x squared here, and also a square number in 64. So this is going to be a difference of two squares. So now we can factorize that. So I've still got 4p at the front. Let's set up my two sets of brackets. Now let's take the square root of both of these things. So the square root of x squared is just going to be x. So x is going to be my first term in both. And the square root of 64 is 8. 8 times 8 is 64. So because this is a difference of two squares, one of these 8's are going to be positive, and one of these 8's are going to be negative. So this is our final factorized version. Now, if we wanted to work backwards on this, and let's do it down here, let's expand this just to make sure that we've done it correctly. So I've got 4p outside of x plus 8, x minus 8. Okay, let's do the brackets first. So x times x is x squared. X times negative 8 is negative 8x. Positive 8 times x is positive 8x. And 8 times negative 8 is negative 64. And I've forgotten to multiply all that by 4p, so I'll just write 4p on the end. Okay. So we can cancel the stuff inside the brackets. So negative 8x plus 8x, they cancel. We're left with, this time I'll bring the 4p back at the front of the brackets. 4p times x squared minus 64. Already this is looking familiar to what we had in the first step right at the start. If we multiply this back out again, we will get 4p x squared minus 256p. So we've ended up right where we started. This answer here is the same as this one down here. So we know we factorized it correctly.